Hi guys, welcome to Pointy Not Sharp. Today we're here at the Lone Pine Barracks Infantry Museum checking out some of the items within their collection. Today we're going to be looking at an Israeli Mark 1A bayonet, as well as a rifle that would likely fit too, or style of rifle. So these bayonets were made for a variety of different Mauser rifles. Ideally they were made for Kar 98Ks, but they were also made for in-service VZ24s like this one here, and FN24s and other Mauser style of rifles that they managed to acquire at the time. So the bayonets themselves were made by the forerunner of IMI, which was TARS, I've probably mispronounced that, translates to military industry. And they're made from 1949 until an unknown date because we really don't have any manufacturing details for them. We don't know how many were made, over what period of time, what factory made them. We've just got that name. So I'll jump into a little bit of history very quickly. During the 1947 to 1948 civil war in Medjugorje, Palestine, the Jewish National Council started to covertly acquire arms, and a lot of them were World War II German arms like the Kar 98K and Seitengewehr 84/98 Mark III bayonet, which is pretty much what we have here except without a muzzle ring. They also acquired a whole bunch of other arms that were similar, like your Czech and your Belgian Mausers and things like that. Now, in 1948 we had the declaration of the establishment of the State of Israel. Now, while they had a lot of Seitengewehr 84/98 Mark IIIs, they converted them into this style of bayonet here with the addition of muzzle ring. And when they didn't have enough to fit all of their rifles, they started producing these domestically. They didn't stay in service for a terribly long time because a couple of years later they started replacing all of their Mauser rifles with FNFALs, AK rifles, and Uzis as well. So when you look at period photos, you see a whole mismatch of self-loading firearms. They didn't have the Mausers around for too long at all. Anyway, we'll jump into the construction of the bayonet. It's incredibly crude compared to a German one, but I'm sure very effective. It is quite heavy actually. So we have a nice long blade with a very thin round fuller that appears to have been swaged and not cut, which is correct. We've got flat spine and a false edge, sharp and true edge, and then we've got a really thick cross guard made of steel that appears to have been crudely riveted on, and the rivets are very, very visible. They're not very well disguised. Moving down, we've got a solid tang. We've got two, I think, Bakelite or composite plastic grips retained by two screws going from left to right. And then we have a very Germanic pommel. Almost looks like there's waffen arts there, but I don't think there is. No, there's not. And then we've got a press button in the mortise going from right to left with internal ramped lug. The mortise itself is a TO style, so it can accommodate a cleaning rod going within the handle. You'll note it does not have a clearance hole in the front of the handle, so if dirt and debris is pushed into the handle by the cleaning rod, it cannot be removed, and you'll likely have problems with that. Moving down to the scabbard, it's a stamped steel scabbard with a ball fennel. And the frog stud here, it looks very Czech, although a little bit short. We've got a steel mouth retained by a single screw. Like pretty much all Mauser bayonets, we have a very, very large bayonet lug, and it just slides on like so. Very solid mount. Let's see if I can get them off now. So this rifle I have here is actually a VZ24, so it's Czech, but it's been converted to Israeli use. We've got a little Star of David stamp on it and our 7.62 on the base of the stock. So this is a very typical rifle that you'll find with this bayonet. This bayonet didn't come with this rifle, I've paired them together independently. Now we'll jump into the markings, and these have a lot of beautiful markings. I quite like them. So here on the Ricasso we have a whole lot of Hebrew, and the first 3 lines translates into bayonet mark 1A, second line manufacturer, third line 101.1949. And underneath that we have the Sadi letter in Hebrew, and what that is it's actually a government property mark. Now moving down, or up I guess, to the crossguard, just here you'll see we have a little Star of David as a little inspection mark, and then on the left pommel we have a serial number. Interesting that it's not like a Mauser style of serial number. They've got their own numbering system that goes quite high. Then moving down to the scabbard, we have the same markings as the Ricasso up the top here. Then on the frog stud we have the Star of David and the Stadi property mark again. Now that's all there really is to say about this type of bayonet. There isn't a terrible lot of information out there. So if you find anything more, or I've made any mistakes, guys, please feel free to comment below and correct me so we can all learn from my mistakes and whatever information you've sourced. Thanks for watching.